more fun to learn.
Hello grade 7, I am teacher Aubrey and I am back again for a new session in Physical Education 7. To have a recap, last session we have learned about the brief history of badminton, the equipment used, and the basic skills in stroke and service. Our lesson for today is about table tennis. Do you have any idea about this game?
Background of table tennis.
What is the nature and background of table tennis? Table tennis or ping pong, similar in principle to lawn tennis, and played on a flat table divided into two equal courts by a net, fixed across its width at the middle. The object is to hit the ball so that it goes over the net and bounces on the opponent cannot reach it or return it correctly. The lightweight hollow ball is propelled back and forth across the net by small rackets held by the players. The game is popular all over the world. In most countries, it is very highly organized as a competitive sport, especially in Europe and Asia, particularly in China and Japan.
Now, let us enumerate the equipment needed when playing table tennis. Can you name them? Very good! The equipment in table tennis are the ball, the racket, and a table with a net.
Equipment in table tennis. Ball. A lightweight plastic material. It weighs 2.7 grams and a 40 mm height. Paddle or racket. The blade is 85% wood, covered with a minimum of 3.5 mm rubber. Cover options depends on player's style of play and is glued minutes before the match for best results. Table with a net. The table is dark and matte for good ball visibility. It has width of 1.53 meters and 2.74 meters on its length. The net has 1.83 meters width.
Are you ready to play table tennis? Let's go!
Do you know how to play table tennis? The aim of the game is simple. Hit the ball over the net onto your opponent's side. A point is won if your opponent is unable to return the ball to your side of the table, such as he 1. Misses the ball. 2. Hits the ball but misses to return it. 3. Fails to make the ball cross over the net. 4. Hits the ball before it bounces on opponent's side of the table. The basic thing you need to know in table tennis is which kind of grip to use. Forehand or handshake grip and backhand or pen hold grip can be used depending on your preference. Forehand grip is done by placing the thumb and pointing finger on opposite sides of the blade at the top of the handle. The rest of the fingers are wrapped around the handle. The backhand grip on the other hand, is done by placing the thumb and pointing finger on the blade, as if they are holding a pen. The middle finger rests on the opposite side together with the rest of the fingers. Basic hits in table tennis. Serve. A stroke that starts a rally. Can be either done in the forehand or backhand side. Receive. A stroke to reply to a serve. Push. A short stroke wherein the racket is moved in a slight horizontal plane, striking the ball on the bottom portion of the racket. Drive. A stroke wherein the racket is moved forward and upwards at an angle, striking the ball to impart top spin. Block. A stroke wherein the racket is positioned slightly vertical, striking the ball on the bottom portion of the racket, making the ball travel straight. Basic skills in table tennis. These are forehand serve, forehand drive, forehand push, forehand smash, and block shot. Forehand serve. A table tennis serve can be hit either forehand or backhand. It must be thrown up from a flat palm into the air to a minimum height of 6 inches and visible to their opponent at all times. Forehand drive. A forehand drive in table tennis is an offensive stroke that is used to force errors and to set up attacking positions. A successful shot should land close to your opponent's baseline or sideline. Forehand push. A forehand push is a difficult defensive shot that requires the player to strike downwards on the back and underneath the ball to create backspin. When performed correctly, a forehand push is used to change the pace of an exchange or to return the ball in a very low manner. Forehand smash. The forehand smash is a fast, hard, and powerful stroke that aims to force the opponent away from the table or to win a point outright. However, the shot is not always about force and requires the player to use good timing, technique, and precision simultaneously. block shot. The block shot is a defensive stroke that allows a player to use the speed of his opponent's shot against him. It needs to be completed straight after the bounce to ensure that the player maintains control of the ball. Basic rules of table tennis. A let is a rally of which the result is not scored. A point is a rally of which the result is scored. Service shall start with the ball resting freely on the open palm of the server's stationary free hand, projected near vertically upwards, without imparting spin, and then falling without touching anything before being struck. As the ball is falling, the server shall strike it so that it touches first his or her court and then, after passing over or around the net assembly, touches directly the receiver's court. In doubles, the ball shall touch successively the right half court of server and receiver. The ball, having been served or returned, shall be struck so that it passes over or around the net assembly and touches the opponent's court, either directly or after touching the net assembly. In singles, the server shall first make a service. The receiver shall then make a return, and thereafter server and receiver alternately shall each make a return. In doubles, the server shall first make a service. The receiver shall then make a return. The partner of the server shall then make a return. The partner of the receiver shall then make a return, and thereafter, each player in turn in that sequence shall make a return. A player shall score a point if an opponent fails to make a correct service, if an opponent fails to make a correct return, if the ball passes over his or her court or beyond his or her end line without touching his or her court, after being struck by an opponent. A game shall be won by the player or pair first scoring 11 points unless both players or pairs score 10 points. When the game shall be won by the first player or pair subsequently gaining a lead of 2 points. A match shall consist of the best of any odd numbers of games. The right to choose the initial order of serving, receiving, and ends shall be decided by lot, and the winner may choose to serve or to receive first or to start at a particular end. When one player or pair has chosen to serve or to receive first or to start at a particular end, the other player or pair shall have the other choice. After each 2 points have been scored, the receiving player shall become the serving player, and so on until the end of the game, unless both players score 10 points or the expedite system is in operation, when the sequences of serving and receiving shall be the same, but each player shall serve for only 1 point in turn. What are the proper ways of performing first aid for sports-related injuries? We have to practice the RICE, or the R-I-C-E. R stands for rest. It can help to avoid further injury by not moving or lessening the movement or by immobilizing the injured area. I stands for ice. Apply ice to the injured part to stop the swelling and bleeding. C stands for compress. It is done by putting pressure in the area with the use of bandage or cloth to stop bleeding. E is for elevation. Raise the injured part above the body to reduce swelling. Remember, sports competition is a good way to hone your skills and gauge them against others. However, you must remember to keep winning and losing in perspective. The idea of sports competition in class is not to boast your skills or know who is the least skillful in class, but to enjoy participation in sports with the challenge of going against your peers. Remember that improving your dual sport skills should be fun and enjoyable too.
And that ends our lesson. See you again on our next session. Goodbye!